Well, there he is on screen. Kelly Slater, the 11-time world champion. Still with a mathematical shot at a world title. He knows it's going to be difficult. He needs Mick Fanning and Adriano to slip up in the earlier rounds to have a shot at it. But there is a chance. And Kelly is always deadly in that situation. And here he goes now, driving down the line with plenty of speed. And he takes to the air a huge frontside air reverse attempt. He's carrying some niggling injuries into this first round. But it didn't seem to worry him on that massive air reverse attempt. Kelly has pulled some magic manoeuvres here in the past, Ross. Remember the year that he won, back in 2010, pulled off one of the biggest alley-oops we've seen in competition.
Surprised if the old wizard finds himself a little tube time.
Well, a good size standing up here, and it's Aritz Aranburu who has a look at it. But the wave just starts to pinch a little bit. Down the beach last year here in Portugal. Had some amazing photos from that session as we see Adrian Buchan on an open left-hander. He throws everything into that turn, but just loses his back foot and takes a fall.
Too bad, too. You could see that bottom turn looked right on the money for Ace Buchan. You know, a lot of times you can see when these surfers are clicked in, you know they're going to rip into a nice turn, and that back foot just slipped off. So maybe just a little grease on the bottom of his foot. Watch his back foot as it slides off the tail right there. So, you know, he was about to rip into a really nice carve. You know, that'll be a bit of a bummer.
Decent wall to work with. But I am over the moon that Kelly made the effort to get down here and compete in this event. Here he goes. Currently in 7th position on the rankings. Tidy first turn. Well, just ducks into the barrel for a moment and reappears before falling.
Said it in France himself. You know, he said that he might need some time to recuperate. He's got all these injuries, and he wanted to go home and chill and get ready for pipe. But I think because he was still in Europe, you know, he was in just London last night. He said, you know what, the waves look like they're going to be fun. Doesn't really shut me out. But you just never know. There's only 34 guys in the top 34, so you know things could happen.
Just over 22 minutes to go as Aritz takes a wave. A tidy carve there, getting a bit of release in the tail of his board, making his way down the line, just adding whatever points he can on that small wave to finish. 22 minutes remaining.
You know, it's not like like golf. Well, let's get back to that. You see Ace found himself one.
Adrian Buchan drives off the bottom, gets the carve right this time, really pushing hard as he rode through that turn and driving his board through the lip on the inside to finish that wave off. And that feels like it might be the best wave of this heat so far, but Kelly Slater taking off behind Adrian Buchan and looking sharp on this ride and getting multiple manoeuvres done before finishing on that tricky inside section with a bit of backwash to deal with.
Those two well-surfed waves right there, both from Bucko and Kelly. I really am liking what I'm seeing from both these guys.
But yeah, you just gotta I don't know, I like to stay busy out here. That's the thing, you know. I try and put on my game Medina and just stay busy.
Gotta love that. Okay, we just watched Adriano falter, and we saw Owen falter
directly, and right now out in the lineup, 19 minutes to go, and Aritz Aranburu taking off, and he's got a nice little wall to work with here, working this one over.
A couple of nice snaps there. Absolutely love Aritz's style. Very smooth surfer.
From the outset, but here's the replay of Adrian Buchan from early on.
Wow. I mean, this is just defines crisp surfing. Ace Buchan never overdoes it. He is as sharp as a knife, and so he laid in 3 nice turns.
Live action. Aritz Aranburu, the Spaniard, finishing off a nice wave there. He'd be feeling pretty comfortable, Aritz, through this European leg. Had a 13th place finish in France. Was actually beaten by this man, Kelly Slater, in the 3rd round, and Kelly takes to the air and somehow generates some pop out of a wave that had already broken.
Yeah, just a little late to that ramp.
And here goes Adrian Buchan finding one of those barreling waves. But it looks like he's been swamped by the foam ball And he's going to take a fall.
All right, so we were kind of calling it. We thought there was going to be these guys pulling in. They're going to find a couple of little barrels. And Ace found himself one, but just got a little too deep behind the curtain there and couldn't pop out. Ace A-frame right here.
Watch blue paddling, watch red paddling.
Well, it looks like we're going to split this peak up. We'll stick with Kelly Slater. He attacks that first section. Clean floater. Only the two moves, but a great combination. Linking them together beautifully.
Looks very switched on, trying to win this heat. Gutter little barrel there from Ace Buchan, but you can see that wave just too fast, and it ran off in front of him. And here's the flip side of this A-frame. Kelly Slater, quick snap here, trying to get two maneuvers in before this wave shuts down. And he did a good job. So there's that quickness we've been talking about. So important at Super Tubes. Wave, see it's overhead for Kelly. Just a quick snap there. And then the rock and roll floater, so a pretty solid score for those two moves. Again, I thought he surfed amazing on a 6.3, but judges are psyched on Kelly picking up a set wave there.
The crowd on the beach watching it all unfold as Slater takes off once again, looking to improve a 6.33. A little alley-oop to get started, then throws his board into reverse, almost rides out of it. Just having fun with that wave, without priority. Here goes Aritz, and he picks off a bigger wave, throws down an alley-oop, and he'll make it. The wave starts to flatten out, and Aritz just looking for the finish on the inside and gets it.
Times an awkward landing, and you're going to see prime example right here. Watch as he comes out of this alley-oop. He kind of slides out of it and has to spend a good 20 yards to find the rhythm again. Right there, he kind of had to do an awkward weave back, and then hit that section just a little late. So that's nothing wrong with Aritz's surfing. Just the wave is stubborn. A lot of times you need to find the wave that allows you to rip. And a lot of these waves, again, you're just confined to such a tight space. Kelly almost onto a good score there had he landed out of that reverse, but he came unstuck, picking the nose.
Just high, but here we go. Slater picks off a left and climbs on the roof, a clean floater, and gets up there one more time for a desperate finish on the inside.
So Kelly Slater really picking up the pace there, right on cue. When you take off on these waves, it's deceiving. It looks like it's going to give you some time to breathe and kind of ease your way into it. And then as soon as it hits that sandbar, it really speeds up, and you have to pick up speed right away. So Kelly really matching speed perfectly.
Scores. Slater, on the other hand, in this heat, has looked really energized.
I agree. Yeah, he looks sassy. He looks like he's really fired up. And again, there's that sandbar creating havoc. See how as soon as that wave, that was an A-frame when he paddled into it. You could see he was kind of casually just sizing up where he wanted to place a maneuver. And then as soon as it hit the sandbar, it was really quick. But give Kelly credit. He stepped on the gas and he fit in 3 maneuvers.
A couple of alley-oops in this heat so far as we see Adrian Buchan tucking into the barrel. This one's starting to reel off on the inside sandbar, but it just reels off a little too fast. And Ace can't find the exit. As Aritz swings behind him now. He grabs the rail. Let's see if he can find his way through the tube. He does. Such a good backhand tube rider. Just misses the finish on that wave, but did so well to stay compact and not touching the curtain on that barrel.
How quick was Aritz's reflexes to step on the brakes? He was flying down the line and saw that there was a good opportunity to get barreled, and he just stepped on the brakes by putting his hip in the wall. Again, and that's that skill that we talked about. He is one of the better backside tube riders on tour.
Let's have another look at it.
He's flying down the line right there. He said, whoa, there's a barrel. I'm going to step on the brakes. And then he actually was almost too deep for a split second, and he released his body from the wall and came flying out of the barrel. So very technical, tight little barrel there for Aritz, and he read it perfectly. There's the brakes. Now he's going to lean on that front foot and try and get some speed to make sure he comes out. So, again, there is not much room inside that barrel, and he just threaded it.
Well, a real disappointment for Aritz that he wasn't able to finish this wave off with a strong turn on the end section. He was kind of halfway there, but maybe still just sort of had his feet in that barrel riding position. So Kelly, at this point, probably starting to think it was a good idea to come down and surf the Moche Rip Curl Pro, because at this stage of the game, he's looking good for a spot in round 3 with 30 seconds remaining.
And he's going to get himself a little bonus wave here to finish up on.
He takes off, gets some speed, thinks about a barrel, but pulls through the back of that one with 15 seconds remaining.
Though, Ronnie, he looks really energized. You can see him just thrashing around the lineup, looking for a lot of waves. It's good to see. I'm glad he showed up.
Well, he rode 10 waves, and his highest scoring rides are 7.33 and a 6.57. Kelly Slater gets a first round win. Aritz Aranburu in second spot, and Adrian Buchan in third position. Plenty more big heats coming your way in the first round. Up next, current world number 8, Italo Ferreira, taking on Joel Parkinson, who's trying to make a good jump up the ratings to put himself in a good position for the CT in 2016. And Brett Simpson, he's also in the lineup, and he is desperate for a big finish if he wants to be on the championship tour next year.